how come cults like Seventh Day or not Seventh Day? What's
No,
the
they're
other,
not. They're
what's
not
the other one?
cults.
Cults like
Jehovah's Witness,
and Mormons.
Uh-huh.
Why have they been able to last so long, but so many other cults die after 5 years, or 10 years, or 20 years, or whatever? Like,
Right.
why are they so good at culting?
Culting. Well, you've got the initial things that are like we talked about, right? Like you've got to have like a leader that is fully like he's convinced that this is the truth.
Okay.
You know, like so like he's starting off the cult. He's either he's convinced from point one, or he knows he's making it up, but then eventually like somehow begins to think it's reality.
Okay.
You know, like so you got to have this very convincing individual up front, right?
Okay.
And both groups have that.
So you think that most cults that go away after a while are not like the leader doesn't really actually believe it, and he's just using the Bible to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, either that or it dies with the leader. Like, in other words, there was not enough built around, like there was not enough structure built into the cult or quasi-religion or whatever that would sustain itself beyond the leader.
Okay.
And that's where, I mean, in Mormonism's credit, like that's where they actually excelled. Like they were a group that had been persecuted and were, I mean, goodness, I mean, Smith gets arrested and is killed in a shootout, and so, but they like when he dies, instead of it dying with him, the group moves with Brigham Young
right
to Utah and grows, you know. And I think, but I think for example, with the Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses, and one of the reasons they, you know, made it was they built in a few like really strong foundational things beyond the leader.
Okay.
So they had like the leader, you got to have that to start it, but then like for example, the community aspect.
So the vision was bigger than he was.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't just built around him, you know? Like, I mean, like for example, with Koresh, I mean, you know, if he's sitting there going, I'm the final prophet, right? It all ends with me.
Right. Okay.
Then
yeah.
If he dies and Armageddon doesn't happen, end times don't happen, well, then you're a liar.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
But I think, like, for example, with the Mormons, one of the things that was really big for them early on was just like they were so communal in nature, you know, and they were persecuted. And that does draw people closer together and makes you convinced that all these other people really are after you.
Right.
And you can kind of make your identity as...
That's a real easy sell.
100%.
Like, obviously, they're after us because we got it right. That's why they're so mad. Other people have gotten it wrong before, and they don't kill them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. And so I think that was like a huge part of it. And so, you know, and that's why, you know, that and then the idea of, hey, we're actually restoring, going back to the original way Christianity was supposed to always be. I think that's a big deal too.
Okay.
So you've got a lot of layers built in of, hey, we have revelation. There's going to be modern day prophets, right? Because it wasn't just Smith, but there's been prophets all along the way following them, right?
Okay.
Same thing for Jehovah's Witnesses, you know. So I think
so
all
Joseph
of these...
Smith was a selfless cult leader.
Well...
Except for the polygamy part.
Yeah, except for the polygamy part.
Okay.
Yeah.
The polygamy part seems like a real afterthought, though.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute. Let me just... Okay, yeah, that'll be good.
Right.
Yeah, like that.
Right.
Yeah, write that down.
Right. Put that down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it just... Yeah, and I still don't know how that sells. Like, I don't understand, like, why people buy into that, I guess.
Well, they don't do it anymore, right?
They're not supposed to.
Okay.
I mean, okay. I mean, I'm being honest, like, okay, so, like, polygamy is outlawed, right? Like
in the
U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you cannot marry multiple people.
Okay.
Okay. So, but they'll have like one legal wife, and then they'll have wives, like the whole sister wife
you're
thing.
talking about some of them will.
Yeah. They'll have wives that are not legal.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm not saying this is happening all over the place in Mormonism, and probably a lot do not adhere to this now.
Because aren't there different sections of them now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they've if you go back to like the real like fundamental Mormons, yeah, they're still going to hold to this because this was built into their original, belief system.
Okay.
And so if you're going back to those groups that are really holding on to the teachings of Smith and Brigham Young, then yes, you're going to find yourself back there. I think a lot of Mormons today, though, have really become culturally nuanced. Like they realize that that's not accepted culturally, so we're not going to practice that.
All right.
Yeah. But I think that's kind of why they make it, though, because they make it beyond just the leader. They have a very communal sense. They have a very clear sense that this is what we believe, and I think there's a bit of it is us, against kind of the rest of the world's against us, kind of thing.
They get made fun of a lot.
They do get made fun of a lot.
Yeah.
Which is sometimes brought on by themselves, but probably more than they deserved.